So the last video was on solving one-step equations. This one is a step up. We're solving two-step equations. So example one, we have 3m plus 4 is equal to negative 11. Remember, the goal is to get m on the side by itself so we can find m's value. So I would like to get the m on the side by itself, and I look, and there's a 3 attached to my m, and there's a 4, which means I have to move both of those numbers one at a time. Well, use the inverse operations or inverse of order operations, and we're actually going to take care of the addition or subtraction first, and the multiplication and division at the end. All right, so a trick of mine is I usually physically cover up the 3m, okay, and whatever's left, that tells me what to do. So if you were cover up this 3m, you can see what's left is a plus 4. To move the plus 4 to the other side, just like one-step equations, I'm going to subtract 4. Inverse operations. It cancels out. Equal comes down. Negative 11 minus 4 is negative 15. Just make sure you're using Desmos to double check yourself. I'll bring down my 3m. And now here's where the second step starts. I have 3 times m is equal to negative 15. Inverse operation of multiplication is to divide. Whatever you do to one side, make sure you do to the other. And I get m is equal to negative 5. Again, just as a reminder, you should be checking your work. Take the original equation, substitute your answer in, make sure you use parentheses, especially now that our equation is getting a little bit more complex. Order operations is negative 15 plus 4, which is negative 11, and that's the same thing that the right side equals. So I know I did it right. Honestly, once you get to this step here, which I'll put in blue, you can put that into Desmos and confirm it that way as a shortcut to see if you get negative 11. All right, example 2 is number 2. Another two-step equation. Looks a little weird because there's a fraction in there, but no big deal. Again, I'm using the same thought process as before. As I'm covering up the variable and whatever's attached to it. I can see that there's a minus 8. That means I'm going to add 8 to the other side. Those cancel. Bring down my 19. Bring down my equal sign. What I see now is that I have a 3 halves times a is equal to 19. Now, this could be done in 2 more steps. We can take care of the 2 since it's being divided by 2. We can multiply by 2 on both sides. We can take care of the 3 since it's being multiplied by a. We can divide by 3 on both sides. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both steps at once. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Remember, the reciprocal is flipping your fraction upside down. Keep in mind, whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you should also do to the other. All right, so on my left, the 2's and the 3's now cancel, leaving me with 1a is equal to, and my calculator, 19 times 2 is 38 over 3. All right, you should be able to put that in the Desmos as well and confirm that answer. And again, if you want to check, type in 38 over 3 in for a, and see if you get 11 when you multiply times 3 half and subtract 8. All right, number 3, we have, instead of just a small fraction, we have the whole entire numerator. We have x minus 5 divided by 7. So this means that I cannot minus the 5 right away. Everything is being divided by 7. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get rid of that 7. Since they're dividing by 7, I'm going to multiply by 7. Again, whatever you do to one side, make sure you do to the other. 7's cancel, leaving me with x minus 5 on the right side. I'll bring down my equal sign. 7 times 8 is 56. And now we solve. We just have a one-step equation left. We have a minus 5. Move that to the other side. I'm going to add 5. And I can see that x equals 61. All right, last example is number 4. Just wanted you to see another one where there's a fraction. The whole entire numerator is not being divided, or excuse me, the whole entire right side is not being divided by 11, just the A. So that means this 2 that's not attached to the A, that 2 can be moved. It is a positive 2, so I'm going to subtract 2 from one side to the other, and I get -5 on the left. And on the right side, I'm going to bring down that positive A divided by 11. Make sure you pay attention to the signs in front of your numbers. Lastly, I have A divided by 11, which means I'm going to multiply by 11. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other. The 11's cancel, leaving me with 1A equals -55. If you'd like to check your work, which I highly encourage, take your original problem, substitute your answer right in for A, and then simplify and see if the left and right side end up being equal. All right, this actually is -5, and 2 plus -5 is -3. There we go. All right, complete the examples, the rest of the examples on your notes page, which I believe is numbers 5 and 6. Check the answers in Schoology with the answer key provided, and then there is an assignment for you to complete in deltamath.com.